Presented by That Time I Got Reincarnated in the Same World as an Anime Podcaster, this is Shonen Jumping the Gun, the show where we set our sights on the first chapter of a manga and decide if it's a misfire or a bullseye.
Let's see how many rounds are in this magazine.
On today's episode, I hope you did the ritual right. It's Bug Ego. Welcome, everybody. If you wink 3 times and hold your breath while looking at your podcast feed, you'll find me, Moxidine, here with my hacker, slacker, homeroom yacker, co-host, Isekai Sensei Summit, Brad. Brad, how you doing?
Well, I hope that all of this worked out properly, because if it did, then we're going to get a ton of views.
We're going to get slightly more views than usual, but not that many more. These hacks are not that powerful, except when they are. And as stated in the intro, we're covering Bug Ego. This is the start of the... Are we full enough in that we can say the full title?
Probably.
Okay. I'll do 2 takes on it just in case. This is the F it, we ball arc. Or the fuck it, we ball arc. Where we just kind of took a bunch of stuff that we were reading or kind of had on our horizons and wanted to read, and especially in this case, talk about.
You'll find multiple series in this arc where I was suggested a series, and then I read the first chapter of it, and I went, shit, we have to cover this on the show.
Or in my case, where I was reading a manga and really enjoying it, and then Brad had that experience, and he said, we should talk about Bug Ego, and I'm like, cool, I already caught up, let's do it. So I have some future vision, whatever that means for this series. So for information, this series was arted by Kyoto Shitara, which Wikipedia didn't tell me anything about, but it is written by one of One Punch Man and Mob Psycho 100 fame, which I didn't know until I Googled it. Despite reading Bug Ego since it started in April 2023, running until now in Ultra Jump, despite me also thinking it was a Jump Plus series, because for some reason it's on the Shonen Jump app, not the Viz app, but it started being published there like a year ago and has currently 8 chapters at time of recording on the Jump app. It's all very confusing and mystical, just like the series itself. I feel like I sped up there to just be like...
Somebody was doing the ritual, and they did it wrong, and now there's only...
Or they did it right, they did it right, because it's on the Jump app and not somewhere else that I can't get at it. So I was just like, just for ages, I just always assumed, oh, it must be Jump Plus, duh, but I guess not, so glad it's here. And with that out of the way, we've got a quite long mostly Mox Speed manga summary.
Oh, so now instead of going, Brad, you wrote a whole novel here, I can be like, Moxie, you wrote a goddamn novel.
Yeah. Well, there's a lot. This is me even, like, I'm going to talk about points where I gloss over. It's just like there's so much that it's like, I need to talk about this. This needs to be captured. This needs to be captured.
This is just the first chapter, right?
This is just the first chapter.
Right.
That's a weird series. Close your eyes and imagine your hands are holding a fishing rod. A line hangs off the end of the rod. At the end of the line hangs a bag stuffed with your organs. Don't let the bag fall, but make sure not to lift it up too high. Keep your organs steady and always in the same spot. And with that, we start chapter 1 of Bug Ego. I don't think that has anything to do with this chapter. Oh, jolting awake in class to the sounds of my classmate's grumbling belly. Oh, it seems like he's having a rough. Our main guy we're following raises his hand to ask to go to the bathroom because he's feeling sick, and off the 2 of them go. This is the tall dude, Makoto Hitsujiya, further referred to as Makoto, because that's a name I can say, and his short and stomach-suffering friend, Takahiro Kokudo, in the future referred to as Kokudo, so I feel like I'm referring to one of them as their first name, and one as their last name for wonderful consistency. But wait, they can't go to the bathroom, Kokudo explains to recent transfer student Makoto. The scary upperclassmen hang out in all the bathrooms. It's a danger zone. Kokudo then begins to vibrate and then levitate, stating, "It's fine. We don't have to keep going. This is where my life ends." A thing coming back to and rereading multiple times, I don't understand what's going on there. It's not clear. The next page sees him on the toilet with Makoto waiting outside the stall, talking about how the world has things called hacks, which can do all sorts of miraculous things, including being able to use the faculty bathroom in a pinch. Back in the day, Makoto was bullied and used these hacks to escape. People warned him not to get involved with Kokudo, but he's going to teach him all the life hacks he knows, like showing your forehead makes you look better. Kokudo asks if they can meet after school. Cut to then as they are walking home. Kokudo tells Makoto to pay attention to a specific spot and also points out a vending machine. If he puts 60 yen in and orders the sodas in a certain order, a bird poops in that spot every time. This is a hack he discovered that no one knows about. Makoto is confused. When he talks about hacks, he means like life hacks, things to make your life easier or changing your mindset, not this goofy made-up garbage. Kokudo gets it. That's how people normally react. But he wanted to share the hacks with them. Makoto doesn't believe it and leaves. But then he comes back later to try the vending machine hack, and it works, just like before. Over and over again, bird pooping in the same spot. Cut to school tomorrow, and Kokudo is shocked. He tried it. No one ever has. This world is full of these hacks, and there are so many more of them. We get like 2 pages of them, and I would love to detail all of them, but I didn't. But they're all these strange little boosts or just odd happenings you can trigger, like the hack to lift something slightly heavier than you should be able to, or playing an old CD a certain way to give yourself goosebumps. Kokudo says he can't write them down, but Makoto gets anxious when he doesn't do that. He then sees Kokudo at the top of the exam list. How did he swing that? You don't study. He used a hack to turn back the clock and needed very specific conditions to be activated. During a solar eclipse on a certain date, time, and location, you have to rush onto the school grounds and do a precisely choreographed dance while naked. We see Makoto trying this as we're told the setup, and it didn't work. Now the police are questioning him. His life falls apart. It was all a trick. He was tricked into doing this. Never went back to school, and 44 years went by. Now we see a beardless homeless man. There's a bearded homeless man. He knows the hack of which neighborhood he can get trashed boxed lunches from. When someone approaches, it's Kokudo. Makoto, who is the bearded homeless man, which is more clear in the art than me driving it to you right now, goes to choke him. You tricked me and messed up my whole life. But it was real. You just messed up the dance, and I didn't tell you because you wrote the hacks down. The notebook Kokudo learned about them from expressly said, do not do that. Kokudo taught him the hacks because he shared his. He just wanted to be friends. Believe in me one last time, Makoto. It's time again. We can do the dance and go back in time. The two train the dance as these strange old men. It's very funny visually. The eclipse. It's time. You've got to do this, Makoto. You need to fix everything. I never had another friend like you after that. Ready, set, go! He rushes the field and does the dance despite advancing cops, and it didn't work. Wait, it did! He's back at the start of the chapter. Welcome back. I love Bug Ego. I don't think any summary I could ever write could capture it. And I feel like literally everything, like, and the art is doing so much.
Yeah. It's real good art. I don't care about the art that much, but like, it's good. The thing for me though is just how strange this is. It just hooked me immediately. It
feels like something that could only exist either now or within the last decade, because it feels like it's built on video game hacks. Like, it reminds me of like the insane speedrunner stuff people do with like Ocarina of Time, where it's just like, oh, if you go over here and you swing your bottle and then you go fish and then you go jump and do this, by virtue of doing that, you've changed something loaded in memory, and then you load that thing you made in memory, and now you just have the Master Sword. But they're like weird little strange things instead.
There's an isekai that I started reading a little while ago, and I think I've talked about it a bit here and there, but the guy gets isekai'd into the game that he speed runs.
Yeah.
And when he gets isekai'd into it, he can still do the speed run hacks.
Still do the frame perfect pause buffering.
He's like one of the starting wooden sticks that you can pick up to hit enemies with, which should break really easily, is glitched in some way if you do a thing and it actually is they call it the strange rod or something, and it's actually the most powerful weapon in the game, and he like immediately beats the demon lord with it because he
clipped through something.
he did the sequence break.
Yeah.
And so he's like in this world doing the speedrun stuff with all these weird hacks and everything. At one point they like go under the map and like you can see the houses because there's no backface color. There's backface culling and everything. And this reminded me of that, although I think this might have actually started first.
I mean, people have been doing these for a while, and I don't think this is entirely just from that, but it's what it makes me think of that. Like, I don't think this would have worked like more than a few decades ago before we start having like backwards long jump in our vernacular.
Right. But it's all of these, the isekai got me, this got me. It's just this idea of circumventing things in the world. It's so interesting.
But all of them are so, like, I love how all small and strange they are. It's like my favorite JoJo stands where it's like really specific scenarios to cause strange little things to happen and attempting to figure out ways to use that to your advantage, but also using that as like a storytelling thing. And even in the first chapter, subverting it. Like, I love, again, the art of him dancing is so good and funny and captures the like strangeness of it and the hilarity of it. But like the fact that it's like he messes it up and you think, oh, these are all garbage, this was stupid, along with him. And then when he finally 44 like up insane, like I guess here's my future vision a little bit. Almost every chapter, or the first couple of chapters at least, have these insane like nth level like mind break things happening in them just as a matter of course of these two like high school students messing around with these things and trying to learn more about them. Mm-hmm. And they're consistently just so fascinating on top of everything else. I want to gush more about this, but I don't know what direction to go in. Like there's just something about Bug Ego, which what a name, just like tickles your brain conceptually in a way that I can't quite put my finger on.
Yeah. Let's see. I like the character designs. I think they're really good, and the juxtaposition between the two main characters.
Tall one, short one. Tall one has kind of normally spiky hair. Short one has poofy hair. Like it makes who's who very clear. Like it's why like when they go into the future, you go, oh, it's Kakuto. He's like a comically small little man, even though he's like 50 something, and his little cartoon bowler hat.
Yeah, and I mean it is a different artist. One famously is terrible at drawing.
He's getting better.
So yeah, all of the stuff that he makes, they get another artist.
I wonder if he designed them, because after I figured out doing the research for this that he was the one writing it, and I thought about the character designs, and we were listening to the Mob Psycho theme, and I'm like, they could slot into Mob Psycho really easily.
I'm sure he like
not that he literally drew the panels.
One Punch Man, the characters that Murata draws look like the webcomic characters that one draws, except way better.
But now there's no... So I guess in this case, the webcomic is concept art he might have done. I don't know that for sure. Like, but like they feel like they could be very at home in Mob Psycho 100 design-wise.
I think what one does is like storyboarding, basically.
Yeah.
Like, here's a story, here's the panel layout, I
don't think it's even that far. I think it's some of just the designs and the ideas and the concepts and maybe the script. But I don't know. That one maybe would have been research to do. But like, I love the art because it's one where it's just like certain panels you just look at. It's like my best comparison, even though I've never read one, is a Junji Ito thing where you get to a page turn and you're just like, I mean, I don't know what you do because your relationship with art is funky, but it's like you're just stuck looking at it and going, what is, like, it's so detailed and strange, and your brain just has to like take time
that happens to me
to chew it and like take it in. And it's like, I don't know. It's I feel like there's not a lot of things I see now where like I have a moment on a page turn where I'm just like, I can't comprehend what's happening, but I'm so fascinated by it. Or we're just like, I really need to chew an image. I think just started reading it because it just started coming up on the Jump app, Marshall King, which I think is the guy who did Dr. Stone. And it's like Western punk themed, like kind of deserty mecha punk stuff. And just some of those pages are just like, there's just so much detail everywhere. And I'm just like, I just got to stop and take this all in. But no, it's so strange. And somehow, like, I guess, again, spoiler alert, like, it keeps casting its spell on me every chapter. Like, it just remains fascinating.
Well, I'll tell you what, this is definitely one where, you know, when you ask, where do you think it'll go? I'm just like, wherever it wants to go.
Not a clue. Not a clue. After in chapter 1, we've been taught the concept and then instantly aged 44 years. Right. And then went back to the start, but we remember it, but also we don't. Yeah. And it's just like, what a starter.
I don't have a concept of a plot here. I guess the best guess I could make is, why does the world have these hacks? But, like, I also sort of don't care. I just want to see them.
You don't need it, but yeah. Like, that's the thing. It's like, sometimes it's like, oh, I wonder what the mystery is. And it's like, I kind of don't want it. Like, because it's like, at the end of the day, like, the thing I don't want the most is I don't want to be like, oh, they're in a video simulation. And it's like,
oh, yeah.
I don't think he'd do that. That's like hack shit. This is just, this is what the world, like, just literally go, this is what the world is.
Yeah. Unless there's an interesting reason.
But, like, more than just, like, they're simulating it and like, that's, like,
well,
whatever.
It's not interesting.
We're in the Matrix. Like, who cares? I want to get to that, the panel that has all the different little hacks on them that I couldn't write them all down, but I just found them so fascinating. Yeah, it's like, there's a dirty vinyl umbrella abandoned in the station. If you throw it in a specific bush, the next day a new dirty umbrella appears in the same spot and the one in the bush disappears. Like, what a video gamey little thing.
Yeah.
There's a cicada shell at this one spot that never falls apart, and when you crush it, it comes back the next day. The hack to make your shadow move 0.5 seconds ahead of you into the future. The hack to see faint auras around other people. The hack to hear people whispering even though no one's around. The hack to upset your stomach for no reason. The hack to make stray cats friendly in an instant. Like, all of these feel like they could come together to, like, make a JoJo Part 4 fighting style. The hack to control the dust floating in the air. Actually, small spoiler alert to literally the chapter, I guess 8 that I just read of this one here. The hack to drain brand new batteries without ever using them is somebody starts power gaming the hacks and uses a bunch of them together to start doing wacky shit, which wasn't even a concept that was in my head at all, but was just like, I always love it when it's like you're already on track for a story, or I guess in this case specifically a manga, and you're like, this is cool. And then an idea, the author fairly early just presents a really cool idea to you. They're like, I hadn't even thought of that. I was just full eating the things you were already making and traveling on that train, and now you've given me this other wonderful course of this meal that I hadn't even fathomed existing.
See, I did actually have that thought of, like, what could you possibly use these for? Is there a way to use them together? But, like, reading that list and everything, I could not conceptualize a way to fit these together in any cohesive manner.
Yeah, and like there's a lot of them, and it's like it's got a tinge of, like, I mean, we're not fighting demons, but it's got a tinge of the occult because it's ritual based. All these hacks are rituals to make a thing happen, but they don't feel magic-y. They feel like glitches, which I think is why they're called, like, them being called hacks feels very on point for what's happening. Because nobody's going like, oh, I made this spell that when I put in this amount of change in the vending machine and hit the soda things in this order that a bird poops in this spot. It's like, it's not helpful, but it's like, there's something about that makes my brain just go, what's up with that? Like, in a way that I don't know.
Unless the girl you like is being confessed to, and the guy is standing in that spot, and you want to stop it from happening.
Oh my goodness. You try to get them to go there. Oh my gosh.
And you get the bird to poop on that guy's head.
Oh, I hope that one comes back around somehow. That one's, because, like, some of them are location based or object based, or some of them are just like, you can generally just do this. I already said it. I love with the going back in time. It's like you have to do it a specific. It's, again, very ritualistic, but it's like you have to do the dance just right. And if you fuck it up, you're stuck, and now you've danced naked on a school field.
Yeah.
But also, it's like, who did that to figure out?
I guess that's
you
the
could
other
do
part
that.
Of it. Yeah, it's like,
which is fascinating.
Where did these come from in the first place? That someone knows how to do it.
Because what, he found a notebook I think we learned that in chapter 1 because I think he talks, as he said, the back of the notebook says, "Do not write these down anywhere else."
But he said he found the vending machine one, right?
Yes. I mean, maybe he did, and maybe that's like he like by learning the other ones, but also you don't know about the notebook at that point, so maybe he doesn't want to. He's already trying to be secretive about this because when he's revealed to other people, they've freaked out.
Or maybe if you aren't introduced to it by someone else, if you find a hack, you will find the book.
Ooh, this more and more. In a not in the way that things normally feel like it. This feels like JoJo Part 4, and just like because it's the specifically forward because it's like here is my strange town full of strange things because like there's the whole thing of like when the I don't remember his name but the water serial killer guy gets killed, he gets put in that rock, and then you get like a little chapter ender of like sometimes
Angelo. What's up, Angelo?
Yeah, Angelo Rock, and it's like occasionally you can hear muttering from that or like something like that, or like the Boing Rock over by the cliffs because of Koichi using Echoes Act 2 and stuff like that, of like weird strange things either they find or that are left in the town by virtue of stands in the stand arrow. Fucking the hyper intelligent rat and rats that make meat cubes out of those people is like insane. But it's just like these are just like there's just something fun about weird, strange little occult mysteries happening around my town that is just candy to my brain, and I want more of it so bad. So I guess you said you can't really predict where it goes.
No.
I'm 8 chapters in and I've learned things, and I still don't. By virtue of what's happened, literally at any moment we can just go do something else because just a strange hack could occur and just change reality, but also we could just go back as if it has an like.
See, this is exactly what I want out of this arc because we did the sports arc and it was like it's a sports manga, it's going to do the sports manga thing, and we did the romance arc and it's like it's a romance manga, they're going to do the romance stuff.
But they could be better at it or worse at it in that case at least. But here is just this is the joy. I mean, the Beast arc wasn't that, but it turned into furry romance.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
It was just romance at the end. But this arc is like, here's all this weird stuff that it's just coming
we want to talk about,
and you're not going to find a through line on any of this stuff. It's going to be almost impossible to predict any of it.
Yeah, true. Try to guess what we're going to cover next, unless I already talked about what we're covering, but I think it was only this one. I mean, what do you? I feel like any question I ask is going to be too leading with information that I know. I don't know. Like it's like you said. Like it's just so. It's such. It's hooks. Its hooks are in me.
Yeah.
Anytime there's a new Buggy Go chapter, and it's funny because it was like when I originally read it, I was just like, this kept showing up as like a top new thing on Jump, and I'm like, this looks kind of weird. Like Buggy Go is kind of an off-putting name, and I still don't really know what it means. But then I just read chapter 1. And I was just like, I don't know what this is, but I'm so enthralled.
I had heard people talking about this for a while, and for a long time, I was like, I should probably read that at some point because of how many people were talking about it.
Yeah.
And then one day, I
feel like that's what this arc is actually, is the people were talking about this, so we read it.
But someone said something specific about it, and I was like...
It flipped the switch.
I have to go read that. Yeah, I read the first chapter. I was like, I can't read anymore. And it's been weeks.
You can go. You can read.
It's been weeks. I haven't got to read any more of it.
Now you can read 7 chapters.
I hope you all appreciate how difficult my job is.
He does a very good job. He's very professional, folks. Is there anything...
You know how much I like to read stuff, right?
Yeah, that's good. Is there anything you'd want to see more or less of?
I mean, I want to see more hacks, which is what we're going to get.
You will. So, I can promise you with my future vision, there are more hacks.
Because that's literally the whole way through this. I'm just like, new stuff.
It's mostly the thing is just like, do not lose the hacks. Yeah. Do not lose the hack. Like, that is what this is.
And I don't, like, the fact that they're all innocuous and inane and it's like
bullshit.
That's
great. That's what makes them better. Yeah. If they were like,
if it was big and powerful and stuff.
I hate it.
Like
stupid,
the go back
dumb.
in time one makes sense.
But like, you have to do such a. But it's such a specific. Like occasionally, really powerful things can happen, but they have to be so. They're so specific. The things you have to do. Risk is a really good way to put it, because there's some in later chapters where it's like they can proc accidentally. I guess to my point of the JoJo thing, like there is a certain feeling of Stan users are drawn to other Stan users, of them being drawn, and I think they even comment on it at some point, like they are drawn to these hack related situations, and that's just the weirdness of it.
Which maybe that ties into what I said about like if you discover your own, you'll find the book or find other people or whatever.
Yes. I because more than anybody, sorry, more than even you, listener, I don't want to spoil any more on Brad. I want you to enjoy it now that you can read it. Not that there's that many chapters out, but they're usually chunky chapters because they only come out. I feel like they come out sporadically.
That's why I was like, when it's 8 chapters, it's like, well, but it's been coming out since 2023.
I don't know if that's just what we get what we've gotten on the app or something, because I know sometimes the Jump app gets it in weird times from the manga.
But if they're longer chapters, it would make sense.
Yeah, but it's been going longer than we've been getting it. Because it started, I think, only last year in America, or on the Jump app, I should say. But it's been going in Japan since 2023, so says Wikipedia. So I don't know.
There's also a point to this I should have brought up earlier, but I'm going to bring it up now, where I think most people can relate to this in some way, where it's like you experience something in your life that feels weird, but you're like, if I do this thing, it's almost like a superstition kind of thing. I think we've all probably experienced something like that. And you get a similar thing with like deja vu and stuff. It's like these weird happenings that seem like something's
very
actually
relatable.
Happening. Yeah.
You actually saying that just unlocks something else in mind. It's also very relatable as the joy of being a teen and having secret information that nobody else has.
Yeah.
Of just like I know I'm a part of the secret little club. I know the secret thing in my head. It's like I know this vampire and you don't. I don't know why I went for that.
Little
but
spot that I don't want to share.
Yeah, exactly. Like, and it's like you get to feel special because you know a special thing no one else does. You're a part of a thing, and like that's a very relatable thing. That's not like necessarily specifically childish, but it's like you can remember back then of like having that, like being in an in crowd and having something like, and this captures that. This just is firing on all cylinders somehow.
Yeah.
Like
all the time.
I don't think there's anything I can say I do not like about Bug Ego. Like I think its top is only set. Its ceiling is only set by how strange it is and how much other humans besides us are willing to deal with that. But to me, that is like the ultimate plus of pluses. So
I bet we got Bug Ego because One Punch Man jumped the shark.
We got Mob Psycho. Well, I guess he's done with Mob Psycho, so I guess this is maybe what he's doing next. I didn't check the full.
Mob Psycho first?
No, I don't think so. I always thought Mob Psycho. Maybe it's just because I got to Mob Psycho second and we got the anime second, but I swear One Punch Man came first. But I don't know that. But no. Do you have anything else you want to discuss? Are you ready to bring it on home to our feelings? Like, I don't know what else to say. I'm going to say it again because my co-host doesn't do a good job of it. The art is just so fascinating. It is so interesting. It is incredibly done. It feels like old manga art on certain turn pages where you just get these hyper detailed, just things that your brain has to chew.
Not in the way that I don't like.
Yeah, it's not an old style. It's like an old feel, maybe.
Well, and I guess it's more of that like 90s, early 2000s.
I don't think we get the hyper detailed on page turn because everything's a little too cartoony now, which is fine. Again, I guess I'm basing it off of specifically Jump. There's like a billion art styles out there, but like you don't see that in a lot of things, and it just feels like such an artistic hand at play there that I really like. So, Brad, what are your thinky thinks and your feely feels?
Amazing.
I think,
across the board.
Yep. I think my heart and my mind are in alignment.
Yeah.
To quote more JoJo, somewhat. I don't remember the exact line that Funny Valentine says. I'll put it in post, maybe. I don't know. Amazing. No, literally no notes.
Yeah.
Like just doing its thing and doing it immaculately. Great art, great characters, great situations. It hooks in you big and small, makes you super curious, pays off things like. Big thumbs up. I feel like I wanted to talk more, but like,
yeah, unfortunately, there's nothing interesting to say about our feelings on this because
it's gush about it. Go read Bug Ego. It's first what is it always 3 chapters are free? It's on the Jump app, and the latest chapter, so it's like there's only a few in the middle.
Also, just pay for it. It's so cheap.
Also, just pay for. I mean, no, it's always just pay for Shonen Jump. But somehow, if you're listening to this and you want to try it, you can do it legally.
Listen, I know most of you aren't our patrons, so I know you can afford it.
And if the first chapter doesn't grab you, it's not for you, and I don't want to talk to you.
I don't know.
I mean, I guess I will talk to you, and I'll be polite, but I don't want to talk about you with Bug Ego because whatever you're going to say is I'm going to disagree with you.
It should have such a broad appeal. I would.
I don't know. I'm so curious what a normal...
actually want to talk to someone who doesn't like
True.
this. Like, not for long, but
no.
like...
in a scientific situation.
Right.
Yeah. Would you buy this in a heartbeat?
Definitely.
In a heartbeat.
Uh-huh.
I would buy just this first chapter, and somehow if that was all I could get at, but I would 100% buy the first tankobon of this. I wonder if this is going... Like, this is the joy of not knowing, especially also because it's one, so he can just do what he wants. Like, I don't know how long this will run. I don't know if this is like a quote-unquote mini-series, or it's just like he'll go until he doesn't want to go anymore. I don't know if it has an ending. It doesn't need an ending, but it could have. Like, there's just... It's a box of possibilities, but not in a way where it feels like I'm blue skying. It just feels like in a, like, I trust him.
This isn't a J.J. Abrams mystery box. It's
no.
literally just Pandora's box. It is stuffed full of all the insane shit.
Because the hook isn't what is causing these. The hook is I want to see more of these and what else is going on in this world. And like think that's like what's another time when you've been presented with such a strange situation where you just didn't instantly go, what's up with this? I mean, you say that, I guess we do say that, but not in a way that it's like my ability to enjoy this. The author has to land the plane in a satisfying way. I think like a couple episodes ago, at least from time of recording to what was coming up and listening to it, of just like, I think I referenced like certain Japanese horror manga or other stories where there's like a big intrigue point where it's like the author didn't have the answer to it. And it's like, in this case, it's like, I don't give a fuck. I don't want him to have an answer even. It's very rare when it's actually like not even like I don't care about the answer. It's like don't even have one. Fuck you.
This is the definition of it's the journey, not the destination.
But also it could be the destination too, who knows? The destination might be the journey itself. I don't know. I just looked at the board and saw High Noon, but obviously we don't need a High Noon. But Can you say one bad thing about this manga?
Naked old men.
But it was funny.
It was funny.
You saw those dancing panels. The specific posing and facial expressions as all
they were wearing clothes when they were practicing.
True. But as I love any time in manga I see the Japanese cops with the big like. It's like a little claw grab at the end of a stick that they like. Yeah. It's like a giant handcuff they put around somebody's midsection on a staff. I don't even know what those are called. I've only seen them in Japanese police things.
It's similar to like dog catchers with their like.
Yeah, but instead of it being like a neck little thing,
loop on it. Yeah,
it's big. I think the former Kapadachi in the Like a Dragon ones with the Ichiban gang, he has that as one of his specials you can get when he's using his detective class. And I like no idea like why is that like is Japan the only country that uses those? Like why does Japan, do they still use them, or are they just iconic? Like what, like I'm just so curious about them.
I specifically called that part out because like while I was reading it, I got to the naked dancing and both times.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh shit. Yeah.
It like keeps the art just keeps hitting you with stuff and you're just like, oh my God, like you get drawn into it.
Yeah.
It's super good. I guess like I could say bad thing, but it feels like it's part of it. It's like that part where I said where they're in the hallway and it seems like he's gonna shit himself, and then he just goes, it's okay, I've lived long enough, and it looks like he's like, I'm like staring at this art and going, there's no way to not read this that he's floating in the air. But the thing is, when I thought about it more, it's just like the hack is from Makoto, who doesn't have the crazy magic hacks. He has literal life hacks where it's like, cut this thing like this. Like he has like the hacks we would use in life. They would call it like you'd see on like a BuzzFeed or something.
I didn't read that as floating in the air. I'm gonna have to look at that again.
I just stared at it, and the like fact that like it's fine, but like he's not the one that solves the problem. Makoto does, and it's just like strange. The opening page having nothing to do with anything is strange, but like that's kind of like it. It's not a bug. It's a feat. It's a bug ego.
I think he does that fishing rod thing a little later. Like they're walking down the street and he's doing that.
Maybe.
And I forget if it was in.
I thought reading it that it came back, but then after reading chapter 1 to do the summary, I didn't. So maybe it's like chapter 2. Like maybe for a while it's like a reoccurring opening chapter bit to like get a tone across. I don't know. It was fascinating. It instantly pulls you into something of going, what's going on here? What's the situation? Like it just does its job expertly.
I almost feel like this is a thing where you're probably going to have to go back and reread it.
Maybe.
Because
Because dude
probably
already
going to miss some stuff.
Dude already knows it's an arc. He goes, welcome back, which means at some point, maybe he time travels again to that point. So he's already experienced the timeline because he initially travels back at least to ace the exam. And then his buddy travels back 44 years later. But that would imply at some point in the future, a short guy has to travel back so he has the timeline knowledge that his buddy went in the future to be able to go welcome back at that moment. But also, who cares? Fuck it. We don't have to pay it off. But maybe it's one of those. It'd be cool if he paid it off. But also, fuck it. He doesn't need to pay it off. We could be doing other things right now. I don't think I've had a manga that was just so fuck it, do whatever. I don't care.
There's a reason that this is the first one we're doing for this arc.
Yeah, I mean, this was the birth of the arc, was it not?
Yeah.
Any closing remarks?
Go read it.
Yeah, go read Buggy Go.
So much more so than like anything else we've covered. Go read
like visually important that you go read this and just take it in. Like this was one where it's like I couldn't capture the vibe in the summary. I cannot speak the art into your ears. Go check out Buggy Go. And if you don't like it, come on our Discord and tell us about it. Like
lines and thicker lines and smaller lines.
I promise I will not be mean to you. We just want to understand.
Yeah, no.
And with that, Brad, psychically hit me with them plugs. Use a special hack to make the plugs activate. If I tap my chair 3 times and unfocus my eyes, Brad starts the plug section.
It's unfocused. I didn't realize we were covering on Dead Unlock. Well, as always, we want to thanks to Goi Mart for partnering with us. So Goi Mart's a retailer of Japanese snacks, drinks, toys, and merch, and they've got all kinds of cool stuff you can't get outside Japan. Our listeners can click the link in the description or use code APR15 at checkout to get 15% off their first order. We want to hear from you, so go on our website, animepodcasterreincarnation.com, where you can find our links to our social media. Best place to chat with us is on Discord, so come check us out there. You can also find a link to our Patreon up there, where our supporters get perks like bonus episodes, getting the high-quality stereo version of the podcast early, and getting to vote on what we cover on heroin addiction, which, as we're recording this, there's a poll open right now. And, of course, we have to shout out our patrons. So, first and foremost, at our noble tier, we have our marquee, Sir Cake Dwarf. At our reincarnator tier, we've got Moon. And last but not least, at our commoner tier, we've got Rena. Thanks so much to all our patrons.
Thank you, Brad, for that. Thank you, everybody, for listening. Make sure you listen to all the podcasts on our feed. And, Brad, I think I read a hack about how we can end the podcast that makes the podcast end. So it was if somebody's humming and somebody else says the vowels of the alphabet really fast while blinking really fast, that will end the podcast. Okay, can you help me out? Can you hum for me?
What? Vocal percussion on a whole nother
level coming from my mind.
On today's episode, it's Bug Ego. I was trying to do like a glitch.
You sounded like Porky Pig. On today's episode, we're covering fuck it, it's a new manga.
Can't say fuck that early.
No. On today's episode, I hope you did I don't know why I'm trying to do a laughy voice.
The Crypt Keeper.
The Crypt Keeper! On today's episode, I hope you did the ritual right. It's Bug Ego.
It's not bad.
I don't hate it. Let me do more dour, and then I want to do another run as Crypt Keeper. On today, I'm in goofy form.
What's the guy from Haunted Mansion?
Your ghost host.
That one.
I mean, that's the voice, but that helps me key in more. Cavernous, but okay. On today, it's the Crypt Keeper. Also,
Doofenshmirtz.
It's Doofenshmirtz. That gets you get a little bit more European when you do that. On today's episode, I hope you did the ritual near the right. It's Bug Eagle. Perry the Bug Eagle.
On today's episode, Ego.
Bug Eagle. Oh, that's going to be prime afterwards fodder. One of those is good, right?
Yeah, well, now we have to decide between Haunted Mansion and Crypt Keeper.
When you listen to them, your heart will tell you. I'm just going to... It's funnier than actually doing it. Can you give me a better, like, more just like... Can you give me a better... Like, that what was good? Because that was a genuine what?
Yeah, because I literally, like, you started going.
It was too fast,
and
exactly.
I was like, oh, shit, he's doing the thing. But by the time you got to the end, I was like, I didn't catch what any of that was.
I loved the natural what, but can you give me a better, more directed what now that we have that's the bit you will edit in, unless your natural what's better?
What do you mean? I'm not sure what
just
you're
a more
going
like
for, then.
what? Like maybe I don't know, maybe the genuine one is better.
You mean like what are you crazy kind of thing?
Yeah, but just with your what?
I
just
think
like
the natural one.
Okay, then just do the natural one then.
What did you say again?
Because I was just like, what's some inane bullshit that I can make up that works in like somewhat in audio? It was I learned a hack to end the podcast that if somebody's humming and somebody else starts saying the alphabet vowels really quickly while blinking very fast, they can end the podcast. So it was something that gave us both something to do that was just stupid and wacky.
All right, well, let's do that now for the beeps.
Oh, okay. A-I-O-U, 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 A-I-O-U.